All right, guys, I am back and sorry it's been so long, but work and some other stuff, which we'll get into in a little bit. But last Wednesday, I did have the day off, but I just was not myself. So yeah, I did glue in a couple of the pockets and made a couple of little pieces of ephemera, which I'll show all of them like when we do the flip through, which we are getting close to it. But yeah, so I still need to make a couple of little pieces of ephemera, and I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this video. I don't know whether I feel like making ephemera more or just making some more pockets. I'm not sure, and we need to do some clusters. So yeah, I think we'll just make some ephemera and chit chat today. I still have a couple of pockets left, but I'm gonna have to make a couple more. And I think I'm just gonna create, right? That's how I usually roll with this kind of stuff. So I have to the side of me a couple, I guess a stack of, most of you know that I kind of thrift shop. So I keep like these kind of things, like I'll get them for like $1.50 or something at places like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that when they run sales. And so yeah, I have a couple of stacks, which I think for this video this is fine, but I'm gonna I think in the pausing of stuff, I think I might grab a couple of another stack of these because it's got some lighter browns in it. So we'll work with what I have here now for this video, but yeah, I didn't really plan this video ahead. We're just recording kind of off the cuff. So anyhow, wow. I mean, like most of you that have been with me for a while now know that things have just been like, I don't want to say nuts anymore, but kind of, right? Like, I had to like go back to work full time like a year and a half ago, and I've done pretty good with it. I've accomplished a lot of things with it. And this whole last week has been, kind of, oh gosh, what words do I want to use? Hitting the wall, I guess, maybe. A lot of you know that I'm like always busy, right? And a lot of that stems from having to go from being a stay-at-home mom for 20 years and then some, or no, a little over 20 years. So that was difficult. I got extremely lucky that one of my past employers loved my work ethic back then. And one of the main reasons I had quit working there before is because I had my son. So all of that said, she's been really supportive over the last year. And yeah, so all of that said, everything is, my divorce was final back in May. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a destructive marriage in a lot of ways. And those of you that know me know that I always tell you the truth. When I'm struggling and when I'm not. This whole last week has been a struggle. I think those of you that have been through it know that grief and trauma comes out in different times and in different ways, manifests itself in weird ways. And I don't hide from those, but I hit a wall, and not very proud of it, but I really haven't just been my good solid self lately. And I guess part of it too is remembering that you matter, that your thoughts matter, what you're telling yourself matters. And I had an incident with a gentleman last week that really kind of threw me back and set me back a little bit. So that kind of, and I try not to use this word very much, but it triggered some past trauma for me. So it kind of brought back all the anxiety and the thoughts of worthlessness, right? And I think we all struggle with that occasionally. So that said, I'm better now. Not 100%, but I'm better. And those of you that know me either in real life or have been a part of my channel for a long time know that I try to always do no harm. And I was pretty harmful, pretty toxic last week. And I think the biggest part about growing and becoming a better person is being able to recognize those moments and being humble enough to apologize. Which I will probably be apologizing for a really long time over that whole deal. But yeah. So I don't sometimes it's hard to talk about, right? And that's honestly why I do this channel, is because we all struggle and we all need somebody to relate to. So I live out loud and in color. I'm struggling to find a pencil right now. Is that stupid or what? So, you know, it'd be the easiest way to do this is at, oh, and I already have a ruler down. How about that? Well, yeah. So anyhow, basically what happened is, I have to refinance to get my ex-husband off of the mortgage, which I've been trying to do, and I've been working so many hours so that I would have the savings and I would have the money to just like walk into closing and pay for it, right? And make sure the kids and I are okay. And so some of this is pride, I guess, maybe. And I don't mean pride like negatively, but like pride in the fact that I did it. I closed this Friday. But kind of the onset of why I kind of started spiraling is because the appraiser told lies basically about the whole situation. Like okay, so where we live, like I do have like rentals and stuff on the property, and he basically in his appraisal said that I told him that he like that they were vacant and all this stuff, like totally not even true stuff, which the lender, when he called and told me, I was like, I don't understand why he would say or do something like that. And I still don't have a clear-cut reason why he said what he did, because it's all like a matter of county record. He just, I don't know. I would hate to think it's because I turned him down. But I mean, that's literally like the only thing I can think of that happened. And he said some pretty weird, hurtful things in his email response to my lender. And I mean, those of you that have been with me for a really long time know that I try to never do any harm to another person. And, I don't know. That said, I was not very kind to the gentleman I've been dating. And so, yeah, it's been kind of a struggle. Anywho, so, and I mean, I had to deal with my ex all weekend, and yeah, so you know what? It's been kind of a banner week for Dee Dee. So, last week I just couldn't. It's not necessarily that I didn't have the time to record, like, the end of this thing. It just literally hit the wall, and I just couldn't. And then the anxiety took over. And those of you that know that when that kind of stuff happens, you first go into flight, right? And then you go into the freeze response. And then once you're in freeze, sometimes you just can't get out of it. And it takes a minute. So, and then you've got the cortisol and the adrenaline pumping constantly. And then, you know, you get a cold. So that's where I am right now. I will say that I am proud of myself that this has not happened since like a year ago, April. So, or actually a year ago, May. So it's been a while since it's happened to me. So that said, I mean, I am proud of that. I'm not really proud of my behavior, right? Like, that wasn't cool, but, yeah. So all of that said, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I think we're just going to have to wait and see on that. And I think another thing that's been kind of going on with me too is, like, you know, when you first start these journeys, you feel like you want to just scream your story out, right? And then comes the moments of shame, I guess. And I don't mean like shame like I'm ashamed of my life or anything. I mean shame like as in, yeah, it can absolutely happen to anybody. Look at her type of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. You know, and I think sometimes we're all just like busy raising kids and we stop paying attention to the signs. So all of that said, that was me. And so the last year we've really been like kind of digging out, right? Like, of all the damage. And I think this is just part of learning, right? And I think at moments like this, if I've learned anything in the last year, it's to show yourself some grace. And I think that not enough of us do that. Not enough of us show ourselves grace in those moments when we're just not very good for ourselves or for other people. So I will say I am using Tina's kit still, and then I just printed out some extra paper, like background papers and stuff. I like to do that, just kind of fill in, kind of do a little bit of collaging. Anyways, yeah, so, you know, sometimes you have to like relearn, right? Like, you'd be cruising along, you think you're good, and then bam, out of nowhere, it just hits. And I think some of it, one of the hardest things to have together is immense pride in the job you're doing, and also the sadness that comes along with having to have had to do it. And another reason why I share all of it with you guys is because there's not enough real in this world, right? Especially with social media. You know, a lot of people only share the good moments in life. They don't show the struggle. They don't show how they got there. And I read a quote last year that one day your your story will be somebody else's survival guide. And I believe that that's 100% true. There's a lot of days that the kids and I really just didn't know how it was gonna work. But it did. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a whole lot of praying and a whole lot of movement towards God. And a whole lot of commitments that just needed to be made to being better and doing better. And I actually think I did make these. And if you guys want to see it, I'll make them for a different journal soon. I mean, it was pretty simple. I think I want to put that one there. Okay, I'm loving that. So that will go on the edge of a page like that. And I don't know what I want to do with the flap once it's on, so I'm going to go ahead and ink all the sides. If you'll remember back, we made these in the Christmas challenge, and this just happened to be one that I kind of cut a little short. And I will get back to that one. Like I said, I haven't even gotten to kind of the end of that other story, but basically, my lender sent everything over to the, underwriter, and the underwriter is mad. Like, there's already been complaints filed, and that gentleman will never work at that bank again. And I'm having to sign some statements and things like that. So, I mean, there's movement that way. So, yeah, and you know what, girls, just remember, nobody can take your power if you don't let them. I think in this world, you gotta stand up for yourself, you know, which I, myself, have not always been good at. It's kind of a kryptonite, right? Not always been good about that. Anyways, wow, I guess maybe I did need to get that out. I think sometimes getting rid of the poison is the best medicine you can do. You know what? I was just thinking, I'm going to wait until we make our clusters. I think I'm going to put a cluster here, and then we'll put one of Tina's word labels on that. Whew, anyhow, kind of all over the board, aren't I? And I don't know if we'll use any more of these for this journal, but we'll see. Let's make some cute pockets. Let's just take the, okay, so 2 of those, because I need quite a few. And like I said, we're just going to make really quick. Is that the same color? It is not. It's a little darker, I think, than I want. 2 of those. Let's do that for now. And I'm just going to quick fold. So yeah, I did it. I did it all on my very own. And I think that's kind of where the pride comes in, is that, I did it. Like, I am closing this Friday on the loan. Later today, I'm going to be going up to Laramie, Wyoming, to sign the documents on my pickup to get him off of the loan, which I have to refinance, which kind of sucks because, I'm not getting as good at interest rates either on the mortgage or on my pickup. But you know what? At this point, for me, it's worth it. It is so worth it. And, so yeah, like I said, I just had a week of really big emotions. And, you know, in my past life, I would have, shut them out and just dug deep and kept going. And I am learning that you don't or shouldn't do that. Because the longer you wait to feel those emotions, the longer the poison stays. And I don't want to be poisonous. I don't want to be toxic. I don't want that kind of a life anymore. I lived it for so many years. I'm just not going to do it anymore. And so, yeah, they came out, not in like the best way, but they came out. What do you do other than apologize, right? So anyhow, yeah, so, and you know what I did? I did something I don't normally do, and I took my vacation days. I took some. So I have Wednesdays off normally, and then I took, Thursday and Friday this week off. I did, and I plan to just do whatever my body feels like it should do. And I'm not going to worry about anything else. If I feel like cleaning house, I'm going to clean house. If I feel like, I was thinking we could use that, like secret writing right there is kind of what I was thinking for that. Right, maybe a little bit of doily. Just a touch up through there. Yeah, maybe. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to finish this journal when we finish it. And I'll list it when I list it. You know, I mean, it'll be soon, but I'm just going to be gentle with myself. And I would encourage you guys, when you're in those moments, be gentle. Show yourself some grace. You know, I think, like I was saying a minute ago, I think social media just programs us to think that we have to be on all the time. If we're not on all the time, then we're off and it's bad. And Gracie and I have talked a lot about this, that there is ways that social media can be triggering, and they almost do it on purpose. Like, and I've really sat back over the last week and kind of watched it, you know. The more I was on social media, the more my mental health suffered. And Grace and I were talking about it being like algorithms. And so, yeah, I think it actually is a thing. So that would be really sad if it really is, but you know, it is what it is. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this side up. You know, but what I was saying before too, I don't really know what's going to end up happening per se with my little gentleman friend, but I do believe that if something's truly meant for you, you cannot mess it up. You can make mistakes, but you truly, if it's meant for you, it will find you and it will stay with you. And so, all right, there's a pocket there. All right, let's make a couple more. Let's see what we come up with. I was thinking it'd be fun kind of do a library pocket. Like, I know I'm using the bigger corner rounder, which I don't usually do, right? You guys are probably like, what is she doing? I usually use a 1/4 inch because, I don't know, I like it better. Probably like, oh no, what is she doing now? To tell you the truth, I have no idea. We're just going with it. I'm sure most of you that have been with me for a while have already figured out exactly where I'm going with this. Anyhow, I don't really, work's going well. Everybody I work with, obviously, there's a couple of people who noticed that I wasn't quite myself. I got pulled aside yesterday before I left work and was asked about it. Like, hey, I'm kind of noticing that you're not quite your happy, cheerful self. You doing okay? And that's what I kind of love about that place. Like, they get it, and they listen, and they ask. I work with a wonderful group of people. Oops. I wouldn't trade them for anything. I mean, they are pretty stinking amazing. So yeah, I'm well taken care of in that aspect. I'm a very lucky girl. Whew, sorry for that meltdown. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry, but yeah, like I said, you get real and honest and upfront type of stuff with this girl. It's a safe place for you to bond, I guess is what I'll say. So, and I'm thinking that we're going to put something there. What should we put there, guys? Sorry, I just realized that piece of ephemera was over in the wrong pile. My goodness, I don't even know. Let's see, we have some of these left. And we could cut them down, make a little pocket there. Okay, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Here we go. My scissors are so gluey. All right, there's one pocket, and I think I will make a paper clip to go right here, but I think I want to use the fabric. Let me grab my, I'm going to pause it for just a second. I'm going to grab my paper clips real quick. Okay, I found them. So this is just going to be kind of a quick little paper clip one. It's not going to be Taj Mahal or anything. But I was wondering, that kind of clashes, doesn't it? I was wondering maybe, and some of you asked where I got this fabric, and I got it at Walmart a year ago. So I have no idea if you can still find it just in their sewing department. That's where I found it. What if we tried to get this little guy in there? You know what? And apparently my ADD is going to kick in here in a minute. And I just have a bunch of stuff everywhere. So yeah, messy desk and all, right? That's how we're rolling today. I think I'm gonna have to cut it down further because I think it's too wide. And the pickup's a little too wide. That's all right, as long as we get the gist of what we're doing, right? So yeah, anyhow, my advice for the week is show yourself grace. You're not always going to be the most perfect person in the world. And that is okay, because you are human. You're allowed. Okay. Sorry, I was like, wait a minute, I want the paperclip to go this way. Why is my brain not functioning to get it that way? Okay, I'm gonna have to take a little bit more off, which means we're gonna lose a little bit more of the truck, but I think I'll like that better. I'm gonna go ahead and take the orange off here. Because I have an idea for the top. Get rid of my strings. How about we get rid of this book too? Because I bet you that's kind of distracting. All right, where was I? All right, this direction. All right. All right, so if you notice, I'm putting it on the long side here, and I'm still just a tiny bit like wide for it, but I'm gonna leave it that way. I'm gonna bring it to where when I put the other items on, it's gonna be okay. So that you see the pick your own thing. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac. And just keep in mind, like I usually go ahead and include the metal on mine. Just to help secure it all so it doesn't like slide around on us. Put a little there, kind of get it started, and then bring it back a little bit and put just a little dab of Fabri-Tac here, just so it's just barely there. So it's not leaking everywhere on the other side, okay? Some of our strings. Fabri-Tac right there. And then I have some of these little tiny doilies. And what I was thinking is that we would put it up here. And then I was wondering if I still had some of the little tiny pumpkins from the kit, and I think I used them already. So what about one of the little bows? Yep, I think I like it. Okay. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac with this one, and the reason being is because since this is on regular paper, I want it to really kind of be firm on this doily. And so that Fabri-Tac will help it so it won't like rip around or anything. And it just really kind of helps secure the edges. Like that, right where it is. I'm gonna move it just a little bit. Okay, now we let it dry, because in my experience, if you do not let it dry, you will end up getting your paper clips stuck to your paper. But essentially, it's gonna lay like this and keep that closed. We'll just make sure we put it at the edge of a pocket. All right, guys, thank you for joining me, and we will just talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.